Welcome back to another horrific episode of Mac Music Review. Status update, I still don't have a phone, and my camera doesn't work on this thing, so we're going to be doing it like this, man. And I'm hoping the audio quality's better, but we'll figure it out. It's going to be another crummy video, so don't even watch it. I mean, you can if you want to, if you care. I appreciate it, but you don't have to. Anyway, just whatever. Today we're going to be looking at the album Crybaby by Melanie Martinez. Crybaby is one of the most monumentous pop releases, one of the most insane success stories. It is Melanie Martinez's debut album, and like most of the songs, like I think half the songs on this album, or at least half of the music videos for this album, and most of the songs do have a music video, have over 100 million views on YouTube. What's amazing about this is that this is her debut album. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that none of these songs are radio friendly. None of these songs are played on the radio. Not a single radio hit. It was just popularity just from a really strong fan base and on streaming services and stuff like that. But Melanie Martinez, 100 million views on most of these songs. So I just, of course, this came to my ears at some point, and I decided to listen to it, and I really, really enjoyed this in middle school. I remember listening to this album a lot. I liked it a lot. It was just really interesting. It's very, very different. It's very unique. It's very ambitious. But does it still hold up? Is it still something worth listening to? That's what I'm going to be telling you guys today. To kick things off, Crybaby is actually a concept album with a very interesting theme. It's really it's a character concept album. So there's this character created for the album whose name is Crybaby, and it's all of these like childish. Melanie Martinez does a voice for the characters, kind of a childish kind of delivery. You can see in the album artwork. You can see in the track list. It's all like childish things. It's all kid-friendly stuff. So like Dollhouse, Sippy Cup, Carousel. You have a song called Soap, Training Wheels, Pity Party, Tigerettes, Milk and Cookies, Pacify Her, like a pacifier. I guess it's a pun of sorts. Mrs. Potato Head. And then the last song is called Mad Hatter. So all the songs have a connection to childish stuff, but the irony of this album is that it's all extremely dark, disturbing music, like insanely over the top, dark and twisted lyrics that show this, and the lyrics play out kind of telling the story of the character's life and just painting this really twisted family narrative, and where there's abuse and even sexual assault on the song, and it's all very dark and twisted and a little bit uncomfortable when you really dig beneath the surface of what's going on here on this album. This album is truly a mixed bag, and the quality of the album really varies from bruh. There's an insane like heat lightning storm all around me. This is crazy. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by the lightning. This album is a mixed bag, and so I'm just going to go through the track list and just dissect song for song to say if it's good, bad, okay. Just kind of do it like that, because I've listened to this album so much, I feel confident that I can just go through the track list. The song Crybaby is a really strong intro. Musically, lyrically, it's a great introduction to the character and the themes of the album that sets up and it sounds innocent, but it's very dark narrative. It's just a very good intro to the album, just conceptually and lyrically and musically. It's a really good song. The song Dollhouse is, I'd say a lot of artists and bands have a signature song. And I would say Dollhouse is Melanie Martinez's signature song. It just represents everything about her. The dark, creative instrumentation, the storytelling, narrative, also incredibly dark lyrics, and the vocals and everything about this song is really, really great. This is a really excellent song and just a really great representation of the whole album. Sets up the theme. Once again, after setting up the character, it kind of sets up the situation, the family situation of the character, and it's very good, and it does that extremely effectively. Sippy Cup is not a terribly memorable song, and it doesn't really stand out. It's not really a highlight, I would say. It does have I don't know. It has weird ambient production, a weird ambient vibe that just doesn't work great for me. I really don't love this song or care too much for it. And then you have Alphabet Boy and Carousel. Carousel and then Alphabet Boy technically. Carousel has the has the most subtle lyrics on the album, because this album is anything but subtle. The lyrics are so overtly insane and ridiculous and out there and angsty and twisted. But Carousel is really just very slow. Lyrically, it's kind of up for interpretation, and it's kind of weak as a result. It just doesn't, it's not very provocative, doesn't stand out like the other songs in the album do. And the subtlety really isn't welcome, because the music is a bit of a snore, not gonna lie. And then Alphabet Boy is just cringy. This is really like a love song, and it's just, her vocal performance on this song is the worst on the entire album. She does this weird ba 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 ba, and it's just very like annoying and cringy and weird. And lyrically, it's not good. Musically, this is probably my least favorite song on the album, but I do not like Alphabet Boy at all. I think Dollhouse is the strongest song on this album, but Soap is a good contender for that, because the production on Soap is fantastic. This song sounds incredible. I love listening to the song. Even now, I probably listen to the song Soap more than Dollhouse, because it's a much more accessible song. Once again, the lyrics on this one are a little bit more subtle. They're a little bit more up for interpretation. They are a little bit dark, a little bit twisted. But the music on the song is so approachable, and it sounds so good. The way it progresses, the chorus, the sound effects, it's unique, it's awesome, and it's just a great sounding song. Then you have Training Wheels, which I feel like is a song that a lot of people don't love. But I personally love this song. It's very interesting. It details a relationship, and the way it talks about the relationship is very unique in the way the song progresses, and her vocals, and the chorus that's kind of in a hushed whisper but sung really fast. It's very unique. The vocal delivery on the song is fantastic. Musically, it's really great. And lyrically, it's very interesting and very, very good. I like this song a lot. Pity Party is a solid song. I don't love this song. Musically, it's solid. Lyrically, it's solid. But it just kind of feels like it's rehashing old themes that showed up in the first song, Crybaby. And I feel like these songs are almost like sister songs. Like, they're very similar in a lot of ways, lyrically and musically. But I just feel like Crybaby is just a better song. So Pity Party, for me, I would not complain if it was not on the album at all. It really doesn't add anything to the narrative. Tigerette is a very interesting song. This is like a fan favorite in that it's this kidnapper narrative, but through this illustration of like tag. And it's pretty disturbing if you listen to the lyrics. Musically, it's pretty solid. Lyrically, it's pretty solid. It's definitely a huge standout on the track list, just for standing out and for being a pretty good song, honestly. This is a very solid song. I don't have much to say about the song Milk and Cookies. It's okay while it's on. It's nice while it's on, but it's not memorable at all. It's like instantly forgettable. So I can't praise it too much. Pacify Her has very weak lyrics. It's literally like it's like this girl likes this guy, but he likes this girl, and she's like, no, like me instead. Get rid of her. Brush her aside and love me instead. And it's just very petty, and it's just weird on the album. It doesn't make sense in the context of the album at all, and it just feels like it feels like a song that someone else would write. It wouldn't be written by Melanie Martinez. It wouldn't write a more average female pop star, much less interesting female writer. But yeah, it's okay. And then you have Mrs. Potato Head, which is probably my third favorite song on the album. Lyrically, the song is fantastic. It's about plastic surgery and about wanting to feel more sexual from a woman's perspective. And it's just the way the song progresses and what it says about how body image is viewed and all that kind of stuff. It's just very interesting and highly effective. I think this is one of the best examples. This and Dollhouse are the best examples she uses where she takes childish imagery along to address like a serious topic and a serious issue. And I think she tackles the issue extremely well. Lyrically very good, musically good, vocally good. It's just a very effective, hard-hitting, great song. That brings us to the very unfortunate, extremely disappointing closer on this album, which is Mad Hatter. Admittedly, I used to like this song, and this is one of her most popular songs. It is just like Tim Burton. It's literally just like what Tim Burton did. It is a very dark, twisted, sorry about the thunder, I'm just a little jumpy. It's a very dark, twisted take on Alice in Wonderland. And it's just, lyrically it's cringy, vocally it's kind of cringy. It doesn't fit on the album other than being crazy. Once again, taking something that's for children and making it darker. But the chorus on this thing is so weak. Like, the buildup is okay. It's very like abrasive and like attacks your ears. And it's like a little bit promising of a start, but the hook is so bad. The hook is so weak. I really don't care for the song at all. Now, as I pointed out, there's lots of goods and bads. There's a lot of great lyrics, there's a lot of weak lyrics, there's a lot of great production, there's a lot of mistakes when it comes to production throughout this album. Even so, I think the strongest thing about this album is not some individual music and lyrics, it's the ambition of the album. This album is extremely ambitious. It's a very strong concept album, besides some missteps in the lyrics of the songs and with the closer specifically. But it's got a concept. It's a pop album that takes risks, that does creative things. The production is creative. The lyrics are very creative. It's just a really strong concept, and it really followed through. And I just have so much respect for the ambition of this album. And it's just so much more interesting and entertaining and memorable than other pop music. So as far as a pop album goes, this is one of my favorite pop albums ever. As far as an album goes, it's got a lot of flaws. There's a lot of mistakes. Vocally, I think it's very good. Melanie Martinez is a really impressive singer. She was a contestant on The Voice, and it really shows. Like, she's a really good singer. She has a really great voice, but I think there's definitely a lot of issues in the songwriting and in the production. There's also a lot of highlights in the songwriting and the production. I am going to give this album a 3.5 star rating out of 5. I have very strong, mixed feelings about it. But overall, it is a very good project, and more than anything else, it's creative, it's ambitious, it's memorable. You should check this thing out. It's way better than 90% of the pop music out there. Thank you for watching this video. In my next video, I'm going to be talking about the best rap album of the year. Apparently, according to the Grammys, Igor won Rap Album of the Year in 2019. Is it the best rap album of 2019? The question I will be asking is Igor an 8? Because the music review, critic review website, Pitchfork, gave it an 8. And so it's like, is it that good? Is it a great album? We'll have to, or 8 translates into 4 out of 5. Is it like a 4 out of 5? We'll find out in my next video. Once again, apologize for the grainy, terrible footage, but my camera that I purchased is not working with this laptop, and I do not have a phone, so that sucks. Thank you for watching the video. Have a great rest of your day.